Hello everyone, this is Type, the coach of Helsinki High Jump Kicks. This is the 7th week of Reddit Battle League and I'm very nervous because I'm going to face GMars, who is also known as Grant, who is coaching Minneapolis Mamoswines. There are three reasons why I'm very nervous. First one, Grant is definitely one of the best players in this league. He is the other of the season 3 finalists who never have played the final battle, though, for whatever reason. The second reason is my team is weird, and it may very well lose big, which is what I don't want, because the third reason, this is a very important match. I'll show you the standings. So as you can see, I'm fifth now, and GMars is second. And if I win GMars, we both are at 5-2, which will help us a lot in the playoff race, because after this game there's only 4 games left, and even though I win every of my battles, I may not still make playoffs because I've already played everyone that are above me after this battle. So basically, if I don't win, it's not in my hands anymore. I mean, it even may not be if I win, because I have so bad of a differential. If I beat him like 5 or 6, so then I'm actually very good, and I have a chance to beat him because of my team. But this this is a very weird matchup, as I said. So the teams, let's go. Let's recap the rosters. So I have Muse, Comrie, Azumarill, Mega Houndoom, Tangrowth, Dragalge, Dugtrio, Braviary, Ninetales, Rotom, Executor, and Cloyster, whereas Grant has Landorus, Therion, Stormy, Volcanion, Mega Beedrill, Roserade, Gudra, Magneton, Sock, Sharpedo, Stunfisk, Mist, Mime, and Snorlax. So the reason why I'm bringing up what's my team? You see my Skarmory set, and you see my team, and you see that I have no Volcanion switching, I have no Mega Beedrill switching, I have no Roserade switching. Like, what is this team? But at the same time, his team is super weak to Cloyster. Like, he has 3 things that don't die to it at plus, like after 1 Sales Mass, and he has nothing in his team that can take it from Cloyster after 2 Shells Masses if I manage to set them up. The problem is that setting up 2 Shells Masses is pretty hard. The good thing is that Grant has only, I believe, one way of priority, and it's Aqua Jet of Sharpedo. Maybe Lando T gets quick attack, I'm not sure, but I'm not very scared of it. And Stormy may have some, like in my prep battle with Tom, he brought skills of Stormy, Bulgastormy, which might work against Cloyster. It's a risky bring though, because it's absolutely useless if I bring Sun. So I kinda hope he's not gonna bring defensive Stormy. Magneton, I'm not sure if I can one-shot. I guess it at least depends on the set, if I can one-shot the Magneton with +2 Cloyster. Obviously Lando T is also a problem, because it has the Intimidate, which is actually pretty crucial. Like, I don't, like, Snorlax is one thing that I need +4 to beat effectively with Cloyster, and even at +3 it's my chances of beating it is a lot worse. So basically my 3 months that I really need to take care of before going for sweep are Stormy, Magneton, Snorlax. And I even don't have very good ways to deal with them, but it doesn't really matter because if I play this right, I may even be able to set up on them, especially Snorlax. Magneton, I guess, I hope is checked by Dugtrio anyway. Although, like the reason why I didn't bring Balance, but I bring Hyper Offense is that I was fearing like Shed Shell or Air Balloon Magneton so much. Like, it just, the possibility that he brings that kind of Magneton just messes up my plans far too badly. Anyway, let's go into this team. What my idea is. So as I said, my idea is to make way for the Cloyster sweep, and I have the lead Skarmory with Stealth Rock, Spikes, and your Brave Bird. So basically, I can just lead with this. I can set up some rocks. Hopefully, it doesn't do the same as the Vage did and leads with taunts. That would be horrible. Pretty much the idea of my spread is that like there may be a situation where I may be able to scout which kind of Magneton it is if he brings it, like if it's max speed or Scarf. I will know it if he outspeeds me, mainly at turn 1. I could see that happening, but if I have max speed, I don't know if he's like max speed if I outspeed, because it will be speed tap, but now that I would have 244 there, I will know that is max speed or Scarf with Magneton. Like that's my idea, and then just rest in attack too. I don't know if I need to get some Brave Bird damage. But yeah, Skarmory is there only for hazards. It's not a Beedrill check. It's not. I mean, at least it's not mainly a Beedrill check. I guess if I just if something brings me down to Costa range and I feel that I have to preserve my Costa Bird to get a Brave Bird on Beedrill, I can do that. But I'm not planning to do that. And okay, I guess I just move on. So I show next my Mew set. So it's Screens Mew. So yeah, once again a way to kind of just support Cloyster sweep. I have enough. Okay, let's just a move real quick. So Side Shock. So it actually hits pretty well against Grant's team, I guess. And then just the screens, and then explosion, so that I can get that nice easy switch into something. I'm actually gonna go into my Bravery first, do as much damage as I can, and then to my Cloyster after that, hopefully with the same screens. I have my Dugtrio, which actually was my last addition. Like I had this set in my mind for a very long time, but I was thinking of Mega Houndoom first. But the thing is that I don't really have anything to check Beedrill, and after Stealth Rock or even one Spikes, Beedrill is in a range of Scarf, Adamant, Earthquake to KO it. And this is a very nice set because it outspeeds Mega Beedrill, it outspeeds Scarf Magneton. Night Slash can do some damage to Starmie. HPI, even if I need to hit Landers, I have HPIs for that. Doesn't do much, it's a 3 KO. And then I have the Memento to support Cloyster again. Enough speed for, I believe, Sharpedo. It has to be Sharpedo. What? Yeah, I guess so, because yeah, I think it's for Sharpedo. because that's his fastest thing after the Starmie. I hope he's not gonna bring Joyscop Starmie, though. If he does, it's a lot easier to deal with Cloister. Like I don't have to deal with it as heavily for the Cloister sweep. Okay, next up I have my Rotom, who's my spin blocker. It can trick the Snorlax. That's my main way of dealing with Snorlax, but also just wearing it down with hazards is very cool. Also HPIs is there for Lando T, and everything else just takes a lot of damage from T-Bolt and Volt Switch. And yeah, Rotom is a very important mon because it deals with the mons that are in front of my Cloister Sweep basically. So I really hope I really hope that Rotom can put in the work that I want to. Of course, this is a pretty hard mon because like there's always that like kind of 50-50 whether he like brings in Lando predicting Volt Switch or not predicting me to like whether or not he's expecting Volt Switch, that's that like mind game. But the good thing is that most likely his alternative is to go into Snorlax if he has Snorlax, so I can just click Trick. And if he brings in Lando T, I can just HPI after that. Especially if it's like Scarf Lando. And if he brings his Snorlax, then it's Trick, that's great. And obviously the max speed for the Lando to speed diet. Again, then my two sweepers. So my first middle game sweeper is this Braviary. Pretty cool set. This especially capitalizes on the Lando. First I was actually gonna bring Chardy Berry, but then I realized that he actually may not even bring rock coverage because only mons that it's super effective against are Braviary and Cloister. I don't really expect him to expect me to bring Braviary, and Lando is never a Cloister check anyway, so I'm not expecting rock coverage on that. I have Bulk Up if I can set up. I have Tailwind, which is my main way to set up, and especially if I get that Defiant boost. This can do a few holes to his team to kinda also weaken his team for the Cloister. And Cloister is also Lumberry, so he has quite a few like ways to cripple me with status, like for example Scald from Starmie, Steam Eruption from Volcanion, Poison from Sludge Bomb Poison from Roserade, maybe Discharge, Para from Magneton, Body Slam from Snorlax, also Stunfisk is there with all the hazard stuff. I can even take a Yawn if I need to. And this coverage is just perfect for his team. At +2, I'm pretty sure I one-shot everything except for those three mons: Stormy, Magneton, and Snorlax. So yeah, that's my plan. Pretty. It really needs guts to make this work. Like, this is a reckless plan, I think, but like this is the best I came up with. I literally made like 6 teams because this was such a weird matchup. The reason that made this so clear, I mean weird, is because like I have mons that have very good matchup against like let's say 10-11 mons of him, and then there's one that just completely like messes that good matchup of like Magneton is there to just make Rocky Helmet's Skarmory something that I can't just bring, and like especially Magneton is pretty hard because Duckjo is great, but then again if he like brings Air Balloon or shed shell. Then the duck trio is kind of awkward as well, I guess. I don't know. And then Snorlax is there just to kind of stop all kind of sweeps. Like I could bring Sun, but Snorlax is kind of there to stop it also. Like it's good, right? But yeah, this is my team. Let's see how this works. Okay, and actually, for a few things I forgot to mention. So, Braviary, I've got this speed because this, I believe, outspeeds the timid, timid Volcanion. I'm pretty sure. No, not timid, but modest, modest Volcanion, and Cloyster. I'm pretty sure this outspeeds +1 speed Sharpedo. So I just had to say those things too, and the battle. Okay, so 2 months out of those 3 he brought, and well, that's of course good. Just before this battle, I had a prep battle. My prep opponent brought all those 3 months, so he had also Starmie. He had all the same mons as what Grant brought, but he had Starmie over Stunfisk. I'm not worried about Stunfisk at all. I'm completely fine with Stunfisk, but I of course go with my plan. Leave with Skarmory, and as he leads with Beedrill, which is I'm completely fine with that. I'm just gonna set up my rocks on his Protect, and I'm just gonna proceed to set up some spikes as he as he brings in the Magneton, and actually something happens that I hadn't prepared for at all. Like by the way I played, I think he expected me to have Shed Shell, like which is a good play. But I go for Endure, expecting that the electric type move as he goes for the Lando. And this is kind of bad because I can't really touch that Lando, and he goes for a Bull Cup. And like, I just set up my spikes because I want them up, but like this is horrible because I mean I don't really have any switches, so all I can do is really just go for Brave Bird, but he reveals a substitute. And like I didn't even know. I mean I guess I knew, but I didn't really remember that Lando even gets Bull Cup, and this is horrible because what I can do now, I mean I have to switch out into, I'm pretty sure he goes for another Bull Cup, so I go into Cloyster, such a horrible play, I'm actually gonna stop it here. And like I just, yeah, I completely panic here. Okay, so here we are. So I going to panic. I don't calc anything. I don't calc anything here. I just go into Cloyster, kind of hoping that I can take the +2 hit with my naturally good defense and just kill with Icicle Spear. The thing is that, honestly, I was not expecting rock coverage. But Grant was smarter than that. He told me that this was kind of a Cloyster lure, which was pretty clever, to be honest. And okay, I mean he's at +2 now, yeah. So I bring my Cloyster, which wasn't my play. Like basically, if he now kills me with Stone Edge, I'm in a very bad position. What I should have done, because I was sure he's gonna go for, like my best play would have been to switch straight into Duck Trio on the second Full Cup. Use Duck Trio just to break the sub, because I know I can do that with HP Ice. And then just bring in my Rotom and either force him out or just click that HP Ice to kill the Lando. I'm pretty sure HBIs at that point had a pretty good shot at doing so. So I would have had still my main wing con completely alive. I would have had screens with Mew to support it, and my Skarmory still as a sack and braviary for sweep. But what happens is that he reveals the Stone Edge and he misses. And I go for my Icicle Spear, and even after +2 defense it's easily going to just kill a Landorusty, and that's a huge stone miss. Like, that's absolutely ridiculously huge stone miss. So he brings in Volcanion, and because I have no switch-ins, I'm just gonna go and sack my Skarmory, which does nothing in this game anymore. If he's like sub for I mean, I don't believe he's sub because he already revealed one sub, so I mean, I would have still had the Endure Plus cast a very Brave Bird there. I bring in my Dugtrio now because actually, let me just pause real quick. I see that if he's max HP, the roll is the min roll is 62%, and he's at 63. So I'm like, okay, he most likely has some speed to like at least outspeed my base 80 without investment, maybe even base 100. But turns out he tells me he has no speed investment, and he's like, he's really mad because he don't know that I'm adamant, and he thinks like it was like a 50-50 bar, while it actually was like 90-10 for me. And he brings the Snorlax and reveals Pursuit, and the fact that I leave the Pursuit tells me that he's not Bandit, but I bring in my Rodent because I just wanted to get him Scarf, but he just switches out, and I get I still go for Trick, and the Stunfisk gets the Choice Scarf, which I guess I'm fine with. He reveals the Rindo Berry, and I just want to do some damage with HBIs, gotta see what kind of set he is, and this HBIs actually reveals me that I believe he has quite some special defense investment. So I'm also fine to stay in because the Discharge will not be able to paralyze me. So in comes a Snorlax on my HBIs. It doesn't do much, but he takes that crucial hazards damage, and I calced, so I know I can take even a crunch from this thing pretty easily. As he goes for it on my, as I bring my Mew, and I'm just free to set up some screens. But he actually reveals self-destruct, so and it's normal gem. Is it? Yeah, it's normal gem boosted, but I still, after the reflect, I'm able to take it. So he brings in Beedrill, but at this point Dugtrio just wins me the game, so I'm just free to sack my Mew and bring in my Dugtrio. I believe the Stunfisk after the hazards will be at the range where it dies, even if it's max defense, and I know for a fact that he is not, so I can just click 3 Earthquakes and win the game. And yes, hacks happens, and this time for my favor. Like, I'm sorry for Grant, but I'm not sorry for myself. I mean, at some point I was very sorry for myself because, like, after the game I thought that the way I played around the Lando was horrible, and it wasn't the right way to play, but I was really confident that he didn't have rock coverage because, like, I didn't see the way he had built that Lando set, like, to especially lure in the cloisters, so it was actually just good prepping by Grant and horribly bad luck by him, you know, to not being able to execute or like hit that Stone Edge. But the reason I'm not really that sorry for the hacks is that I have lost 2 hacks myself. 6-0. So I guess this is kind of a karma back for me. Also, I believe Grant has won because of hacks, if I'm correct. So, I mean, you know, this is Pokemon. This kind of stuff happens, and also the nice part is that I am now at top 4 for sure, because the other, like SFJ and Vade, who were both in top 4 before me, even though I don't have as good of a differential as them, they're gonna play each other's, which means that I'm gonna be at top 4, and that means that if I win the remaining of my battles, I'll be in playoffs for sure, and I don't have that bad of a schedule at this point. Unlike Grant, who's going to play SFJ and DJG and even Vade. Like, he's going to play all of those threes if I'm correct. 3 if I'm correct. Which is bad for him, but then again I was able to beat all of them except for SFJ, so he has chances still. And even though that Stone Age miss was very huge, Grant still has a very good chance to make it to the playoffs. Even though maybe not as good as I do, but you know, that's just speculation. And at least the remaining of the season will for the Rocket League will be very interesting, I think. But I guess that's enough rambling. We take the 4-0 victory, and by the way, we are at positive differential now, +3. It only took 5 weeks to get the differential back to positive after those 2 first weeks, and -9 differential. Also, I'm pretty sure we have the best winning streak of the league, with 5 consecutive wins. I'm pretty sure of that. And that's cool, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have been very lucky too. Not only this Stone Age miss, but I know that both David and DJG were considering some sets that would have possibly won them the game had they brought them, and they just didn't, so I was kinda lucky there as well. But I'm looking very good now, and even though this was not the most confident victory I've ever had, I'm in a good position, and that's cool. But yeah, I guess that's finally enough for today. So thanks for watching. This is Type signing out. Goodbye.